The children revealed, among other things, that they were sexually abused, forced to drink blood, and witness animal sacrifices. The kids also said they were taken out of school to participate in satanic ceremonies.
What's up, Vault Dwellers? So it's time to flip the cross, crank the Sabbath, and dive horns first into the underworld of exploitation cinema. Welcome to 13 sinister satanic B-movies, a countdown soaked in blood, brimstone, and some seriously questionable theology. Back in the 60s and 70s, nothing freaked out your local neighborhood censors like Satan. And boy, did filmmakers ever capitalize on it. Whether it was swinging colts, goat-headed rituals, or sexy succubus who really should have read the fine print in that infernal contract. These movies didn't just flirt with the devil. They invited him for dinner and asked him to bless the lasagna. So grab your sacrificial dagger, put on your red robes, and prepare to chant Ava Retrovault, because we're opening the Black Grimoire of bargain bin blasphemy. So if you've ever wondered what The Exorcist would look like on a grindhouse budget, with a Filipino action hero as the Messiah, well, the killing of Satan, that's your answer. The plot? A man named Lando inherits supernatural powers and goes toe-to-toe with the literal Prince of Darkness, who shoots laser beams from his hands. I mean, this movie's got everything. We got some snake women, zombie cults, a red-horned devil who looks like he wandered out of Spirit Halloween, and exorcisms that play like wrestling matches. It's not just anti-Satan. It's pro-weird, with a pace that never slows down and dialogue that feels translated 3 times over.
Why didn't you protect her?
By the time we got here, this thing's already happened.
Low budget, high energy, and just spiritually bonkers. This is the kind of film that feels like it was made in a fever dream by someone who once skimmed the book of Revelations and said, yeah, let's do that.
Let's see. Let's see if your power can save you now.
Still others believe he lives beneath the waters of the lake, where he has become a monster of death and stalks all who come to these mountains.
Don't let the slasher setup fool you. Satan's blade dips its bloody toes into supernatural evil. So, set at a remote ski lodge, the story kicks off with a double homicide and a group of vacationers who decide this is the perfect place to unwind. It's a bad move. They start just dropping like ski poles, thanks to an ancient evil tied to a cursed dagger said to belong to Satan himself. The film blends cabin-in-the-woods paranoia with whispered legends of possession and a demonic mountain spirit. It's a bit clunky and poorly acted, and the lighting seems to have been handled by flashlight taped to like a rake, but that only adds to the charm. There's something endearing about its mix of 80s slasher tropes and unearned satanic mythology. You'll stay for the cheese, but you might just walk away pondering the logistics of mountain-based demonic hauntings.
There's no such thing as witches. I mean real witches.
Real witches.
Yeah, you know. The kind they burn.
So this is where the devil gets sentimental. Touch of Satan follows a drifter who falls for a mysterious farm girl with a secret. She's over 300 years old and made a deal with the devil to save her sister from a witch burning. It's slow and dreamy and awkwardly romantic. It's like a satanic Nicholas Sparks movie, but with pitchforks. There's a haunted pecan farm, a cursed scar, and long pauses where people just kind of like stare at trees. But there's an eerie sincerity under all this VHS haze. It's low on gore, but kinda high on atmosphere, and despite the snail-paced romance, it builds to a surprisingly tragic finale that suggests the devil, he never lets go without interest.
Your resemblance to the Middle Witch a fact?
Yes, it's a fact. It's also a coincidence.
And that the one on the right looks just like Juana?
Another coincidence.
Our man in the mustache, Tom Selleck? Yeah, that Tom Selleck. He stars as a museum curator in Manila who buys a painting of 3 witches. One of them looks exactly like his wife. And wouldn't you know it, she starts acting a little, cursed. This is a classic tale of past lives and occult revenge, with a satanic cult thrown in for good measure. The witches from the painting slowly return to life, and his wife begins shifting between loving spouse and ancient spell-casting psycho. There's a mix of exotic locale, a sexy possession, and creeping dread that makes this one kinda stand out. It's a bit slow, but worth it for the growing paranoia and low-key dread. Plus, Selleck's mustache is at full cursed power. This Euro gem cranks up the gothic ambiance and throws in one of the coolest concepts in satanic cinema. A succubus, played to perfection by Erica Blanc, who kills guests based on the 7 deadly sins. The castle is creepy, the lighting is blood red, and the devil makes an appearance with hooves and flair. Every death is themed. Gluttony gets poisoned, lust gets, what you'd expect, and the ending goes full metaphysical meltdown. It's 1 part morality play and 1 part grindhouse. Add in devilish contracts and a fatal game of temptation, and you've got a satanic cinema at its stylish best.
Where is he? Where's Bruno? Here, drink this.
I'm not dead yet, so kill me. Kill me again.
You know, nothing says bad idea like going home with a swinging couple you just met in a park. But in Satan's Blood, that mistake leads to a long night of cult rituals, naked blood ceremonies, and the growing sense that the suburban living room might be a direct portal to hell. This is a Euro satanic horror filled with velvet, shadows, and the kind of casual nudity that just makes you wonder if anyone even owned pajamas in the 70s. The film doesn't lean on gore, but rather a slow psychological unraveling, culminating in a twist ending that just practically winks at you with some horns. It's creepy, sweaty, and weirdly hypnotic. Satan's Blood is what happens when swinging just goes straight to hell.
You don't expect me to believe that?
You saw that poor child upstairs. You saw Father Wheatley dead. You've met the presence of evil. Is it so difficult to believe?
Because there's got to be a rational explanation for everything. I know that.
You know nothing.
This TV movie was meant to kickstart a series. And wow, what a pilot. A writer falls in love with a woman unknowingly marked by a satanic cult. So cue the exorcisms, the demonic cats, and black mass intrigue as he joins a priest in trying to save her soul. There is a classic good versus evil setup, but with more polyester and TV pacing. It's tame compared to its theatrical cousins, but makes up for it with some serious commitment to lore and creepy visuals. Bonus points with a cliffhanger ending that just never gets resolved. A bit forgotten, but definitely worth digging up for satanic completionists.
Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. O my God, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not mine enemies triumph.
Confess your satanic pleasures in the comments below. I promise I won't tell, Father.
Madalena. Catalina! I will kill you!
Barbara Steele, the queen of Euro horror, plays a woman possessed by a statue. Yeah, a statue. Believed to hold the spirit of a cursed ancestor. As the evil inside her grows, so do the acts of violence, seduction, and art house level weirdness. This one's drenched in gothic atmosphere, with lush black and white cinematography and a script that suggests Satan, he doesn't need horns, just a beautiful woman with dark eyes and unresolved ancestral trauma. Less overtly satanic, but full of occult insinuation and that slow descent into madness that Italian horror, it just does so well.
At last I have won. I have conquered love with the power of hatred. I will kill all love.
It's beyond our reach. In the morning, the men from the Bedlam will come and take her into care.
The madhouse?
Judge yourself fortunate, young man. She could never have been a fit wife for you.
You know, folk horror doesn't really get better than this. This is a 17th century English village where children begin acting strangely after digging up something evil in the dirt. Soon, they're forming cults, sacrificing some virgins, and growing hairy patches of demonic flesh. This is a slow burn descent into pagan madness. The satanic element is subtle, but insidious. There's no devil on a throne here, just creeping corruption that infects the young and devours the innocent. This was beautifully shot. It's genuinely eerie and wildly influential. The Blood on Satan's Claw is satanic cinema at its most literary.
Today is the strange happenings at Bilibid. Demons invaded the prison and attacked a 17-year-old girl, Clarita Villanueva. At least that's the only explanation for the terrible bites that appear on the girl's body. Prison doctors and officials are baffled and can offer no explanation.
This is a rare and wild piece of Philippine horror that claims to be based on actual exorcism cases. It blends documentary-style realism with dramatic reenactments of possessions and church-backed rituals. The result is a film that feels like a satanic panic fever dream filled in a hospital waiting room. It's a bit disjointed, but the sincerity, it's really part of the charm. There's just something unsettling about its low-key tone, almost like you're watching a cursed educational film. A unique artifact from a country that knows how to crank up its Catholic horror.
City desk, Jimmy here. Here's our lead for today. Devil loses round one. That's right, loses round one.
This is one of the sleaziest, weirdest, and most hypnotically confusing satanic movies ever made. And knowing you guys, you're all gonna love it. It's about a man and a woman who take shelter in a gothic mansion and are pulled into a dimension of erotic illusions, alternate identities, and satanic doubles. Plot? Who needs it? It's just all about mood. We got red lighting, moaning walls, dreamlike pacing, and enough nudity to make Jess Franco blush. Some say it's just a mess. We say it's an experience. Don't try to follow the logic. Just let the devil take the wheel.
The rider upon the beast! The rider upon the beast!
With this knife,
Christopher Lee goes full hero mode as a nobleman battling a satanic cult, trying to ensnare his young friends. This Hammer horror classic delivers full occult spectacles. You got plenty of pentagrams, we got summoning circles, and one of the best banish the demon showdowns in vintage horror. Lee gives it some gravitas, Charles Gray plays the cult leader with slitherly menace, and the effects, they're dated, but they still hold a spooky charm. The film doesn't mock Satanism, It treats it like a real, dangerous magic, which gives the drama a bit of extra punch. It's classy satanic cinema, perfect for black mass beginners and goat head veterans alike.
Be a darling and stab that like button right in its sinful little heart.
Now, stop the car.
Never mind that. I don't think you get my meaning. Now, I'm going to take you girls and we're going to have some fun. And there ain't nothing you can do about it.
All right, bring on the pom-poms and the pentagrams. Satan's Cheerleaders is the kind of movie that knows exactly what it is. Goofy, groovy, and packed with occult silliness. It follows a group of California cheerleaders who get stranded on their way to a game and end up crossing paths with a small-town satanic cult, as everybody usually does. What starts as a teen comedy quickly morphs into a campy black mass, complete with devil worships, we've got some sacrifices, and a telekinetic finale that would make Carrie proud. The dialogue is laughably stiff. The acting ranges from soap opera to cardboard cutout, and the villain is a satanic janitor. Yeah, really? But don't underestimate this one. It mixes Scooby-Doo logic with drive-in sleaze, and by the time the ritual robes come out, you're either cackling or clapping. Maybe both. It's got that perfect 70s exploitation charm. Ridiculous, raunchy, and just earnest enough to be lovable.
We who follow you demand her death. Destroy her. Lucifer. Diablo. Kill.
So whether you're a true believer or just here for the campy rituals, remember, satanic cinema isn't about evil winning. It's about confronting your fears, testing your boundaries, and maybe, just maybe, realizing the best horror wears horns and plays a mean organ solo. So before you go, why don't you check out our countdown of vampire horror or our B-movie classic playlists. Hit that like button like it owes you a soul. And don't forget to subscribe, or we're gonna send Satan's blade to your vacation cabin. And keep it weird, folks.